welcome to Ellibelle Yoga with Janice. Thank you for coming back. First of all, I wanted to say a huge welcome to all of our new members. It's just amazing to see how much support you're giving me, and I hope I can return the favour. I wanted to just mention Kirsten, Sabine, for concern about me during my headstands, also Leslie and my mum Julie. Thank you for posting comments on here, it's greatly appreciated. Please continue to do so. Alright, so today we're going to have a bit of a warrior focus. We're going to do some balances as well. Only be sort of about 20-30 minute practice, but we're going to work through the legs and lots of active range of movement poses here rather than passive. So that means our muscles are engaged and we're in control rather than just letting gravity do the work for us. So to begin with, if you are comfortable to sitting on your knees, resting the bottom either on or near the heels, you are more than welcome to prop something under your bottom. You can separate your knees a little bit if that's more comfortable. You can raise up on the knees, or you can sit cross-legged on the floor. So choosing your position, firstly roll those shoulders up, back and down. Then begin to lengthen through the spine. Tuck the tailbone slightly, tuck the chin, just a little bit, just to lengthen through the back of the neck. You might close your eyes for a moment and bring your focus to your breathing. Breathing in, expanding through the chest, side ribs, all the way down into the tummy and lower back. And exhaling as fully as possible. Contracting the tummy, the ribs and the chest. Just take a few cycles of breath here. Well done. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, bring arms into cactus pose. So you want to try and keep the arms in line with the shoulders as much as we can. It's okay if you're a little bit more forward, but try and open that chest up. As we inhale, we're going to lift the chest and try and squeeze the shoulder blades together, just a small back bend here. And as you exhale, squeeze the forearms towards each other. If they touch, that's great. If not, just go as far as you can and arch through the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, open and expand, lift the heart. Exhale, squeeze together. Doing a bit of a cat stretch here. 2 more cycles in your own time, following your own breath. Lift the heart on the inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale into that cat stretch variation. Last one. Inhale the arms up, catch a hold of one wrist, and as you exhale, leaning over, just gently to one side, we don't need to go too far. Try and keep your weight balanced on your hips here, so it's really easy to rock over. We want to try and keep nice and balanced and stable. Really lengthening through the side body, from the wrist all the way down to the hip. So we're not trying to crunch over. We're lengthening up and away. Well done. Inhale up, over to the other side as you exhale. Remember, we're lengthening, not crunching over. Inhale up. We're going to take the arms behind our backs and interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the chest. exhale, lower slowly down towards the floor. Now don't worry if your head doesn't come all the way down, your bottom will peel off of your heels, that's fine. But keep those shoulders pulling back. As you inhale, lifting back up, lifting the chest. Exhale, begin to lower. Inhale up. Now change how you've got your hands, so put your other hand dominant, which always feels a little bit weird. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring it down. The shoulders drawing back. Last one, inhale up. Lift the chest to the skies. And exhale down. And for the last time, inhale up. Just rest the hands on the floor, and if you have been sat on your heels, just give those feet a bit of a wriggle. They might go a little bit numb. It does get better with practice the more you're sitting on your heels, but it can just take a little while to get used to it. Okay, we're going to come round into tabletop. So just finding that stability here. Spread the fingers, hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Inhale, drop the tummy, lift the tailbone and the head. And as you exhale, start to push away from the floor so that your shoulders separate. Arch the spine up. Inhale, drop the tummy. Really let your hips guide the motion here. As you exhale, tuck up into that cat stretch again. Last cycle. Inhale, cow stretch. And exhale into the cat stretch. Push away from the mat. Well done. Okay. Just walk the hands forward slightly. Keep the fingers spread. If you haven't already got your toes tucked, then tuck them. And we're going to lift up into our first downward dog. So lift the hips up and then send them back. You might need to readjust your feet. It depends on sort of your body proportions. Just find a place that works for you. So we're drawing that chest through towards the thighs. And we're trying to still lengthen through the spine. That's really important here. We don't let the back arch. We're making the spine long. We're lifting the tailbone as much as possible. We're drawing down through the heels. Well done. We're going to lift the right leg. And as you exhale, step it through. Drop the back knee. Now we want to keep the legs really engaged here, so it's really easy to just kind of let yourself hang. But what I want you to do, like we did the other day, keeping the legs active as if you're trying to squeeze the heel and the knee towards each other. So you're trying to draw them together. So keep that engagement through the lower body. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up into your chosen position. Remember, find what works for you. Keep drawing those legs towards each other. Well done. As you exhale, hands down to the floor. The left hand is going to remain on the floor, and the right arm, as you inhale, is going to sweep up Now you have got the option to lift that back knee up here. You choose. But again, keep engaged. Don't just let the hips hang down. You're engaging through the legs. If you have got your knee up at the back, try and lift your hamstring towards the sky. We're opening the chest through to the side. Exhale, hand down. And step back into downward dog. So remember, if any time downward dog is not working for you, you can come down into Balasana, child's pose, toes together, knees open. Okay, you can come there at any point and just join back in when you're ready. So again, finding that length through the spine. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Increasing your connection with the ground. Left leg rises. As you exhale, bring it through. Drop the back knee. Just remember to keep an eye on the front knee that is not going in front of your ankle. So if you find that you're sort of here, just wiggle that back knee a little further away. Drawing the legs towards each other. Inhale the arms up. Just being mindful that we don't overarch the back here, so slight tuck in the tailbone if you can. Keeping engaged through the legs. Well done. Exhale, hands come down. Right hand is going to remain on the floor. Inhale, the left arm up into a twist. Remember, you have the choice with the back leg here. You can lift it up. Keep engagement through the legs. And exhale down. Step back into downward dog. Just keep repositioning until you find your place, and then find some stillness. I'm going to step the right leg through again. So you've got the option to raise the leg into that three-legged dog and then step through. If you find that just a bit too challenging, what you can do is bend your knees and then step forward. You find you get a little bit more range of movement there. So just see if that works for you. Alternatively, you can bring the knees down and then bring the foot forward. Alright, you don't need to do that fancy step through. It has no bearing on your practice, it just feels quite nice that you can do it. So choose your option here. Now, we're going to plant that back foot. So the heel comes down, and we want the foot to be at a 45-degree angle with the toes pointing towards the front corner of your mat. Front foot is facing to the front of the mat also, and we're going to raise up into warrior one. Now this is a bit of an awkward pose because your hips are facing one direction and your upper body's the other, so it can feel a little bit unusual, I suppose, to start with. Choose your arm position, do what works for you. And one of the main things we want to be doing here is really engaging with the floor as much as possible. We want to be strong. We're not just sort of hanging here. We're engaged through the legs. The back edge of your foot on that back leg, the left leg at the moment, is pushing down. We don't let it peel up. It's going to put a lot of pressure on our joints there. So we're pushing down through the entire foot, front and back. Again, keeping the legs engaged. drawing towards each other, not just using gravity to sink down, controlling it. And then you're going to open up to warrior two. So we turn the body sideways. I'm just going to turn around so I'm facing you. And a little good reference here is your front heel roughly is in line with your instep on the back foot. So now we're in warrior two. Our chest is facing the side. It's not quite so awkward, warrior two. Still drawing down to the back edge of that foot. Don't let it peel. Another really important thing to check during warrior is that you're not letting your knee drop inwards. It's really easy to let that happen and the back edge or the outside edge of your foot peels up. You need to keep that knee open and not too much the other way. So your whole foot should be engaged with the floor and your knee should be tracking in line with your toes, not over your toes, but in line with them. You should be able to see your first couple of toes, like your big toe and then the next one. Arms are shoulder height. Well done. So we're nice and upright here. We're not leaning anywhere. Nice and upright. Well done. Try and relax the shoulders. It's tough because we're holding them up. This is a calm, strong pose. It's finding that balance. Inhale, reverse warrior. We're going to straighten the front leg for this one. Just pause, take a couple of breaths here. Feeling that lovely stretch through the side body. And as you exhale, we're going to windmill the hands down to the floor. Step the foot back, either into downward dog or balasana. If at any time you want to take a flow, please feel free to do so. So we're going to step that left foot through. We're going to plant that back foot, that 45-degree angle again. And you're going to raise up into warrior one. I've got a slightly wider stance here, which isn't feeling great for me, so I'm just going to step in slightly, and that feels much better. Engaging through the legs, through the core, keeping the shoulders down, don't let them shrug up. And then you're going to open up into warrior two, twisting to the side. And every now and then, just check in with your positioning. Have you let your knee drop? Is your knee going a bit too far forwards over the ankle? Have you let your upper body collapse? Keep checking in every now and then. That's what yoga is all about, being conscious of your mind and your body, your whole being. Keep that back foot edge firmly into the mat. Reverse warrior. Straighten that front leg, slide the right hand down the thigh. And just take a couple of breaths here, enjoying that side stretch. Remember, if it doesn't work for you having your arm up, you keep it out to the front slightly. You can just keep it to the hip. And as we exhale, we're going to windmill. Those hands down, step back, and we're going to meet down in balasana. So toes together, knees open, take a moment to breathe. Inhale up, back into downward dog if that's okay for you. You're going to step the right foot forward, so choose your method for that. Remember, if it doesn't quite go where you want, just pick it up and move it. Plant the back foot, coming up into warrior one. Just checking in with your positioning. Engage through the lower body. Draw those legs towards each other. And when you're lifting your arms, try not to let your ribs splay up. You're keeping them tucked. Warrior two. See if you can sink a little bit lower. Inhale. We're going to keep the front leg bent this time for reverse warrior. And exhale back down. And exhale back down. Step back. Downward dog. Or balasana, your choice. Left leg steps through. Plant the back foot. Warrior one. So you can sink a little bit lower without letting your back over arch here. Keeping that tailbone tucked slightly. Inhale. Your next exhale, open up to warrior two. Drawing down through the back edge of that foot. Maybe sink a little bit lower. Reverse warrior with the bent knee. Inhale up and windmill down. Step back into downward dog. Or balasana, child's pose, you choose. Be conscious of your positioning, lengthen through the spine, open the fingers and the toes as wide as possible. We're going to step that right foot through again. Choose your method. Plant the back foot. Raise up into warrior one. Now I'm just going to wiggle back a little bit here because I don't have a huge amount of space up here. We're going to give warrior three a try. Now this is very tricky. There is balancing involved. So, find a strong warrior one. And then what you're going to do, if you haven't done this before, you're going to start to push forward and you can just keep stepping your foot further in. Now, if you are a bit more practiced, you've done this before, you can actually just try and go straight up without falling. Okay? I still get it wrong, but that's okay. So you can kick up, you've got to really engage through the core. You can keep your toe down if you need to here. We're engaging through the leg, engaging through the core. And then we're going to start to rock forwards. Now you might find this is your limit. Trying to keep the body from the tip of the head all the way down to that lifted leg in a nice strong line. Okay, so you don't want your body down here and your legs at that angle. You want to be nice and straight. But you might find that you can go a little bit further. You can absolutely hold on to something. If this is new for you, but just work within your limits while still just challenging yourself a little bit, okay? Baby steps. You don't have to be able to do it all straight away. Well done. Inhale up. Give that leg a shake out. It's going to feel quite hot in the side hip, bottom there, in the thigh. Well done. Okay, we're not going to go through our downward dog sequence here because we're already standing. So we're actually going to take the right foot back and come in to our warrior one. Remember, engage through the legs, trying to draw them together. Then we're going to try and go into warrior three again. So remember, you can keep doing little hops. You might even just drag your toe along the mat. Or you might try and go straight into it. See if I can do it first time this time. Use the abdominals. Engage through that balancing leg. And then begin to lower. So we're pivoting at the hips here. Remember, you might be at this angle. Absolutely great. You can get here, that's brilliant. Gradually, you'll get lower and lower. Don't worry if you wobble, it's absolutely natural. Do what you can. And as you get stronger and stronger, it really starts trying to engage through that back leg as well. Trying to lift the hamstring. Inhale up. Well done. Give that leg a shake. Maybe just rock side to side. Give your hips a bit of a stretch. You're doing so well. I know that was quite intense through that warrior three there. We're going to be a little bit meaner. We're going to go into tree. So, inhale your right knee up. We're going to hug in front of the knee and just try to squeeze it in a little bit further. Keeping the front foot flexed. Not letting the toe drop. Find your balance here. Well done. Then choose your foot position. So remember, sole of the foot can come to the ankle with the toes on the floor. We might just lift them up very slightly so they're not touching the floor. Calf is the next progression. Or all the way up onto the thigh. But please, please, please make sure you're avoiding your knee. Once you're here, open that knee out to the side. So you've got to really squeeze through your hips and your bottom, those glutes. That helps. So I don't even need hands to do that. So it's here, I can draw it back on its own. And then you're going to choose your arm position. Again, it's just about testing yourself a little bit, not too much. Fight those wobbles. And if you fall out, not a problem. Just take a breath and slowly come back in. Don't rush back in. Spread your toes. Squeeze the sole of the foot and the thigh or the calf together. Engage through the core. One more breath here. And release. Well done. Give the ankle a bit of a roll out. Give your toes a wriggle. Whatever you need to do. Well done. That's great. All right, we're going to change sides. So, hug the knee up. Catch hold. And see if you just squeeze it in a little bit further. If you can't quite get your hands in front of your knee, just hold the back of your thigh. Again, find what works for you. Just make sure you're not wrenching your shoulders out. We're still lengthening through the spine here. All right, let's transition into tree. First position. Now remember, just for a small progression here, you could just shift up just a little bit so your toes aren't touching the floor. Fully on the calf, not the knee. Or tuck it as far up as you can so it's almost touching your groin area. And voiding the knee. Start to draw that knee out using the bottom and the hips. And then focus on your arms. Remember, if you really, really struggle in any variation of this, hold onto a wall, a chair. Get someone to even help you nearby. Find a way to make it work for you. Remember, if you fall out, just take a breath, take a moment, and then come back to join us. One more deep breath here, and exhale everything down. Give those feet a shake. Well done. You're doing so well. That was quite intense on the lower body there today. Okay, we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to do a seated spinal twist before we finish today. So right leg can remain straight, left leg is bent, right leg foot is flexed. We're going to pop the left hand just behind the bottom. We inhale the right arm up, and as we exhale, we turn and either hug the knee or pop that elbow on the outside of the knee. So as you inhale, lengthen through the spine. We don't want to be slouching here. And as you exhale, see if you can just get into that twist a little bit deeper, bringing your gaze back. Keeping really engaged here. Not letting the legs go floppy, not letting the spine fold and relax, keeping engaged through the whole body. One more inhale, and as you exhale, unfold, and let's change sides. So let's hug that right leg in now. Right hand comes just behind the bottom, either up on the fingers or flat down. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale to either hug or pop that elbow on the outside of the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Go into that twist a little bit further. Now really try not to use your arms so much to push you around into the twist. You want to use your core muscles here. The arms are just there for support. We're engaged through the legs. Lengthen on your inhale. Go a little bit further into that twist on your exhale. Well done. On your next exhale, unravel. And we're going to do a wonderful roll down to lie on the floor. Sitting up tall. You can either hold onto the thighs, you might keep your arms out in front. We're going to exhale and roll down inch by inch. Keep the chin tucked till the last moment. Well done. Hug the knees in. Just rock side to side, massaging the lower back. Give your feet a bit of a rotation here as well. Put quite a lot of weight on the ankle joint today. Just give them a little roll or a rock. Well done. So we're going to come down in Shavasana. Take the feet to the corners of your mat. Wiggle your shoulder blades down so that the shoulders are away from the ears. Let the lower back relax. If you find this position really uncomfortable, sometimes just propping a nice thick blanket under your thighs and bending the knees slightly can really help, or you can do this seated. Palms are facing up slightly away from the body. Find your focal point. I read something really beautiful today about meditation and relaxation and those people struggling with their thoughts. And that monkey brain, monkey thoughts whizzing around when we're trying to just switch off, close down a little bit. If a thought does pop up into your mind, just visualize forming around that thought. So you're acknowledging the thought, then the wind is going to blow that cloud far enough away that you can let it go just for the time being until we're ready to deal with that thought. It's a really beautiful visual that you can use. Try not to ignore your thoughts. They tend to bounce back with a vengeance when you do that. So acknowledge, and then just let it float away for now. And come back to it later. Now is your time to focus on your mind and body working together. Drawing on that energy all around you. Drawing it through the body. If you'd like to remain in Shavasana for a while longer, please feel free. Otherwise, just make some gentle movements on your fingers and toes. You might take a full body stretch or hug your knees. And when you're ready, roll over onto your side. Just take a breath here. Time up to a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed if you're not quite ready to open them yet. hands to heart center, connecting the thumbs with the chest. We'll seal our practice with a deep, thoughtful breath in through the nose and sighing gently out through the mouth. Inhale, deepest breath you've taken all day. And exhaling through the mouth. You bring the hands to the third eye. Take a bow. Namaste. Thank you so much to everybody for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.